You feel what I'm saying? She's not. So look, since she's gonna believe them, once Big Mom goes over there, right? Either once Big Mom goes there in person, or once she gives the order that it's okay.
We went back in time. That's
not
what he said.
Wait, Ty. I got a really cool point here. It's painted as a master of intel, right? She knows pretty much everything that's going on, not only in her own territory, but around the world as well. How awesome would it be if Big Mom already knows that the Strahd saved Lola, or already knows that Lola is alive?
She probably does.
Yeah,
so then, at the very least, Big Mom is portrayed as very, she's she understands what's going on. Like, for instance, in the Fishman Island arc, Luffy talks about having eaten all of her candy, and he was proud to do that. And she was like, "No, you're not. You're protecting your friends right now," which is sort of how perceptive she is. So if then they come to her and tell her that, we think that, well, they have this Vera card, and we assume that they killed Lola, but they said that they're friends with her. Big Mom might straight up already know or suspect the truth.
Yes, I know this is an option. But what I was going to get onto before we got into that scuffle about like telling people to shut up or interrupting, like I was going to go on and say, even in that circumstance where Big Mom has to leave the castle and come directly to Luffy, is invalid in itself.
Oh yeah,
because not only does she have to deal with the lunchtime with Sanji and the whole like meeting up with the Vinsmokes, because that's not finished yet. That's more important right now. She even said it's the top priority.
Over and over.
All right, but I was saying this: she can go there in person, right? And I said that, just over the Dindin Mushi, she can be like, you know what? It's okay. Luffy can stay right there. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they save Lola. Wow.
Over the Dindin Mushi is a better. Out of all the three options you give me, that is the best one.
Yeah. All right, yeah.
I don't see Big Mom herself leaving her castle.
Wait. And then another thing too about the castle, right, is that Sanji was just with Luffy. Now he's with Big Mom. They're probably not even that far away. She can walk over there. Like it's not miles away where they're at. You feel what I'm saying?
No,
that's why I said either or.
It's pretty far away. You saw
still don't see it happen
on the horizon.
Wait, hold on. You're saying it's far away when Sanji was just over there. Now he's already in the castle. To me, it's not.
No,
that
it's
far
been
away.
a long time. No, when you look at last chapter,
can't you see the chateau in the panel?
When you look at last chapter, right? Soldiers coming from the castle, and then you look at the hill over the horizon. About an hour's time has passed.
Well, it's no, maybe, but to me, it's
no, but it has, because when you look at the horizon, they are far away, and Sanji is like Luffy has stayed directly in that spot. He hasn't moved, like you said. I mean, Sanji has gone from that spot to the castle, which takes time. Then the alarm goes off, and the soldiers leave.
All right, so even if she is,
and then they fight.
No, listen. But even if she is an hour away, to me, she has an hour to spend. Like, you know, she's not. She never said that she was pressed for time. You feel what I'm saying? Like, to me, she has an hour to go over there.
No, but she's dealing with the Vinsmokes at the moment.
I don't think she's dealing with them. You know what I'm saying?
They need to do the gift exchange, which happens at lunchtime.
I don't know. To me, like I said, she can still do it over the phone, but to me, she has an hour to go there, and this is her daughter. Something came up. I my daughter, and she just goes there. She has a time if they're just an hour away.
Yeah, I can agree.
But the thing is though, like
it's just so
when you said that, like, yeah. But the thing is though, like the whole thing with Luffy turning Gear 4 to remain there for a little bit longer until Big Mom gets there, whatever the case is that he keeps his word and he doesn't move. He stood there. You feel what I'm saying? And Big Mom is like,
I think he can do that without going Gear 4 though.
No, because this guy's
but if Luffy is bound, man, he won't be able to stay in one spot.
Yes.
So first of all, I do want to say this. Which is that, so we have two possible scenarios in which Luffy could in some way be able to stay where he is. One of those situations is because Sanji asked for it to be the case, and the second scenario is that they learned that Lola was saved by them. And so if you're looking at these two situations and how quickly that information could travel to sort of save Luffy, I think the first one that we should look at is the pardoning of Sanji. Basically, Big Mom has already agreed that to let the Straw Hats go, so all she needs to do is go on her Dindin Mushi, contact one of her subordinates and say straight up to them, yo, the Straw Hats let them go. Don't capture them. You have my word on that one. And so that would be the first one. So then later on would be, in my opinion, would be the interaction of what Big Mom would think about Lola, because the Big Mom pirates that right now are dealing with Luffy would then have to walk or travel all the way back to Big Mom, get some sort of meeting with her, so have to tell her in person. They're not the top dogs. Big Mom can say anything to anyone at any point in time, but it's different the other way around. You know
I get what you're saying. I said the Ruby card thing because they said we have to talk to her about it right now, meaning that they're gonna talk to her about that as soon as they can. So to me, the Lola thing is gonna it's gonna effects from that is gonna happen pretty soon, probably next chapter, because they said that they're gonna see what Big Mom thinks of it too. Like we don't know what she's gonna think about it, but they're gonna bring it up. So to me, if she, especially with Sanji's part or whatever, and them saving Lola, and the thing is even Bob is like, don't tell me she got herself killed. To know that she's not killed, she's okay. Y'all saved her. To me, she might even be more mad at what's his name, Moria or whatever, and just not even be mad at Luffy and them anymore.
I want to throw another thing in. I want to throw another thing in here as well, which is that this Lola situation does not have to be settled by the next chapter. It could be that Big Mom doesn't know what to make of the situation at this point in time and just postpones it into the actual wedding, where things get absolutely crazy. And it's not till the end of the arc that she's certain that Lola in some way was saved by them. Maybe Lola appears at the end of the arc or something like that. All Luffy needs right now, in order to get to the main sequence of events, which I believe we all agree is going to happen when the actual wedding occurs, some shit is going to go down there. All that Luffy needs to get to that point in time is just the pardon from Sanji. With that alone, he can wait in his spot based on Big Mom's orders and just sit there and starve or whatever he's going to do, and then the Whole Cake Island arc will progress without him. So this Lola situation doesn't need to happen right away.
But the thing though,
wait. Say what theory?
I don't think it requires him to go into Gear 4 to wait for that to happen.
I agree with you. I don't think it's required, but I don't think that you should. I think it's possible. Is really the way that I should look. I don't think it's required. Definitely not.
Listen. If he goes into Gear 4, right? No matter what happens, whether he gets attacked or not, when it wears off, he's going to be out for a very long time.
Agreed.
Yeah, but if
there's a drawback, regardless of what he does with it.
If he's in Gear 4 and you give him mad head, because every time Theory says something, you be saying if you since you're doing that, I'm gonna keep calling out all the lame stuff you do till you stop, or you can just keep doing it. It makes me, chill
out, fam.
No, Joy, check this out. Look, I'm only speaking the truth. Every single time Theory says something, real life, I don't care I don't care how your real life is, but check this out, Joy Boy. Every time Theory says he's like, yeah. Like you feel like that's giving heads. That's why I said you need to stop that. As a matter of fact, wipe off your lips a little bit. You feel what I'm saying? Now anyway. Check this out. Another thing too is that
don't get on that side, man.
Wait. Another thing too is that
I think you owe me an apology, Ty.
I don't owe you an apology, nothing. You feel what I'm saying? Stop being a sucker. You feel what I'm saying? Because you look what you're doing. You feel what I'm saying? Another thing too is that I don't know what happened. You feel what I'm saying? But you made it your priority to say yeah and do whatever at me or whatever the case is. But I never do that to y'all. That's the thing. I never just bully anybody over here. So when I feel like it. So that's the thing. So you shouldn't do it to me. So don't be mad if I say something rude to you, because you're being rude. You're being rude for 20 minutes to me. So if I do say something,
I understand you. I know.
All right, cool. And at the same time too, it's all cool. We're all supposed to be friends. So don't think nothing of it. I don't think too much of it. You know what I'm saying? But don't get mad and try to
I fucking hate you all, guys.
Yeah.
You all suck.
Yeah, but what if I really agree with him though?
Yeah. So everything is all good. You all know we all going to talk in the YouTube comments as of later, and we'll be in other hangouts. So it's all good.
What if I legitimately agree with Theory though?
It doesn't matter. That's the thing. It doesn't matter. Even if you agree with me, it doesn't matter. You feel what I'm saying? We're just talking. It's not.
Let's move on. I'm getting bored.
Actually, okay. Can we talk about Zoro versus Urza? First of all,
I think Zoro, Joy Boy. I think Zoro's losing.
Listen.
Zoro's losing?
Yeah, because Theory brought something up interesting. Is that everybody
Zoro's losing?
Check this out, because you seen my post. Remember you seen my post in the Oro Jackson, right? So it started turning into Zoro, trying to prove something about Zoro and Pika. It turned into Pika versus Virgo or whatever. They was bringing up Zoro and stuff, but people kept bringing up that Zoro cut Pika in half. He cut Pika in half.
That's what I'm saying.
People keep bringing that up about something that Zoro did to be proud of, but Theory said that somebody threw Zoro to hype him up, to give him momentum.
Yeah,
for
but
that
there's
class.
evidence against that now. Like, me and you and Juju already debunked that time.
No, I know,
Yes.
but you know the way that screw attack is, they're gonna take everything into consideration. So since he didn't 100% do that on his own strength, like jumped off with his own 2 feet, they're gonna take that.
But the thing is, though, after that he did 2 more attacks of equal strength without any momentum from Olympus.
That's true.
The way that I look at the situation is that in order for Zoro to get to Pika, he needed to be thrown, but the actual like fight itself was Zoro. That's how I look at it.
The difference, right? That I managed to because Darkseid was trying to mess with me earlier. I was saying the scale of the attack, because he only needs a certain amount of strength to cut through the brick, right? The scale of the attack doesn't require Olympus's throw. The 3,000 worlds attacks, the strength that requires Olympus's.
I mean, it could have added on for sure.
That's what I'm saying.
But you have to remember
The other attacks are just unnamed slashes, just fodder slashes. But they were just.
The thing you got to keep in mind is, I don't think Screw Attack, I don't think they're Fairy Tail fans. I don't think they're One Piece fans. So they're going to be a lot of times y'all get mad at me for saying certain things or whatever, because I try not to be biased. But they're going to look at it like, hold up, they threw this person and he did that? You know what I'm saying? They're going to see all the stuff Ursa's doing on her own. And they're probably going to. They're probably gonna
Ursa's gonna win just because she's got boobies.
Yeah.
Well, another thing too though. Another reason why I think she's
She
gonna
would
win.
win if it was me, because I really look at titties as a power.
Another thing is that if y'all looked at the Agumon versus Charizard fight.
What?
Nah, they did one. Digimon versus Pokemon. If you check this out,
That's crazy.
look. I
need to go watch that.
Yeah. So check this out. So if y'all seen that, did anybody see that?
I did.
No.
All right. They when he turns into War Greymon, he has a move called Dragon Destroyer, and in his description, the claws are to destroy dragons. So Charizard, they use that, and he just cut Mega Charizard up or whatever. But they was doing good though. But in the end, that gave him the win. So if Ursa has armor where she can't be cut, she's gonna equip it to her, and Zoro's not gonna be able to mess with her after that. That's what I think. Because another thing too is to have that fight happen and to not let her use her full capabilities would be cheating. You feel what I'm saying? In the Sasuke fight, he used what's that move he has where the blue thing goes over him?
Susanoo?
Yeah, he used Susanoo and stuff. I seen that was hype. They had Sasuke versus Hiei.
Amaterasu.
So the sad part about this.
That was a little awkward silence.
Wait. The sad part about that is that I think Fairy Tail is deeper than One Piece is, and Ursa just has more power ups than Zoro does at the moment. We don't know what his
You cannot forget about the titties.
He's saying it's farther.
All right,
I said that I think power up wise, Ursa just has more power ups than what Zoro does.
What did you say before that?
No, theory.
That Fairy Tail is further than One Piece.
But I think he meant to say further because he did say
okay. We got you. It's so I don't know.
I was about to jump on you real bad.
Yeah, everybody sounds like a robot to me.
Hey, Ty.
Zoro has come in One Piece versus.
Is it happening to Yasuda, or is that my connection? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, this is a connection glitch. I can hear it too.
Anyway, I wanted to bring up
I'm not feeling it.
Lady Amon Day, right? Because obviously here for Luffy, he can deal with most of those people there.
Yeah.
If it was a 1v1. But who do you think that these people individually, who would be their equals from characters that we've seen so far?
Wait, what you mean? The
slime dude.
Wait, are you saying equal in terms of the entire story, or equal for
people that we've seen that if they were in Luffy's if they were to be in a 1v1 with one of these people, who are they in terms of power? Who are they with?
To me,
I see some of them being Jinbei level. Yeah, I see some of them being Jinbei level. Or
so you're not talking about parallels. You're talking about matchups.
At the same time, though, Jinbei's not the strongest one out of everybody, but they're on Jinbei's level and probably stronger.
Some of them, but I don't think they're all straight up equal.
I forgot to bring it up. When do you guys think we're gonna see Jinbei again? Because
people keep dropping out. Is that happening to everybody? Is that?
Yeah. Everybody just cut out right fast.
Bro,
what happened?
Servers are being
another thing as well is
Same
if Zoro were to fight this a Monday lady,
Yeah.
how's he faring?
Oh,
Like,
no,
what
I
difficulty?
think Zoro could win. You feel what I'm saying? Like
I think he'd win
Yeah, but what-
very high.
Uh,
She doesn't.
yeah,
She has the famous
I see
sword.
Zoro winning.
Well,
So-
Zoro
so
has a good sword
Luffy-
too.
I didn't say he was going to
Zoro
lose. I
has
said
three
what
good swords.
what difficulty does he have?
I think he wins high difficulty.
Yeah, high difficulty.
High
Yeah,
diff,
definitely.
High difficulty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the way that I look at it is like Zoro isn't quite as strong as Luffy because Luffy is the main character, but he's like near that level.
True.
Luffy was able to take out a sweet commander, so then Zoro would be roughly in that same area. So then this person,
But the thing is,
Amande,
like,
and whatever, isn't a
in
sweet
my
commander.
Yeah,
in my
exactly.
opinion,
So Zoro-
if Zoro were in Luffy's shoes when they met Cracker and like Nami and the Sujuten Woods or the homies weren't there,
I think
like
he'd win.
Zoro couldn't. Not from what we've seen, Zoro couldn't put anything out that could deal with like Cracker.
Yeah, I
really.
agree.
Well, I mean, but Luffy himself needed certain circumstances to win as well. So,
No, but
but
I
I
mean,
mean,
check this
but
out.
then you're
Okay,
comparing.
that's what I'm saying.
Like the best I could see him doing is that to me, like to even break Cracker's armor, he has to do his most powerfulest attack, and it's gonna be the same thing. Like,
Well,
but check this
another-
out.
Go
Like
ahead.
if he goes
He gonna
all
take
out,
that bandana
like-
off his
like, say-
arm and
say
put
if
it
he
on his
does-
head.
say if he does like Ashura or whatever, and he breaks through the armor, then you know what he's gonna do because Cracker can make a bunch of those clones. So it's like Zoro, it'd be too much for him to handle. Like he doesn't have the stamina and the power to deal with all of that.
Yeah, if that's I understand that though. Like if Zoro has to keep on pulling out
Yeah,
Ashura to
Yeah.
keep dealing with
Zoro
like
has,
few
like-
soldiers.
Yeah, he can't be eating the crackers too, like Luffy. Luffy's got that stomach, like rubber stomach.
Yeah.
So, like he can't be doing that. Luffy,
Zoro, like this is what people fail to understand. Like Cracker is so unbelievably hacked. Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's just people sleep on him now because he got Tank Man.
yeah, that's true.
yeah. Cracker's a beast. To me, it's like back at the same time when Luffy fought Crocodile. Crocodile was a beast. So I think it's the same thing the way these people are just like stronger than him still, but he's like finding ways to be creative and beat him.
Yo, what
I
do
mean,
you guys think about,
maybe Zoro does have like an attack that like can like deal with the swordsman, but it's gonna be like one of his top, you know, a draining attack. It's gonna
Because people always say that like Luffy's gear second and third is equal to base Zoro, and that so like I agree that Zoro's new Ashura would be like close to gear fourth level, but the difference though is that that's one move to where gear fourth is a form Luffy could stay in. So it's like,
true.
you know, that's like Zoro doing a hyper beam. You feel what I'm saying? Like he can't keep doing those over and over.
Turn, yeah.
Wouldn't
Ashura is kind of a form because like
Yeah.
if he were able to maintain that 9-sword style, like
But that's
it'd
OD
be
though. That's
pretty-
OD though. That's so hacks.
Maybe,
Like, to me, it's just an attack, though, because, Like that's why I said he could maybe.
I think it's definitely a form.
Yeah, it's a form for sure.
Like, over the time,
If
he could've,
it, to,
like,
to me,
made
it's a what's his name. If it is a form, to me, it's a. Cause I don't think it's a form. To me, like I'm not trying to call nobody a fanboy, but to me, that's like I want him to be equal to Luffy. Be a form. Come on, please. That's what I want for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? But realistically, you know, it's not a form. It's just a move. Now, what I will say about it is that do y'all know Yu Yu Hakusho when what's the lady that like Yusuke's teacher? She was old, but when she does the spirit gun, Genkai. When Genkai does the spirit gun, right? You transform into the moment when you was the most powerfulest. So she turns into like her early 20s, and then she does the blast, right? And then after that, she'll like go back to her old self. So I think Ashura is that type of form to where like, you know, it's only very, very temporarily, like just until you get that one attack off, until you get 2 attacks off, but then that's it. You turn back regular. I don't think Zoro is maintaining that form.
But how I see it is in Yu Yu Hakusho, that Ashura would be equal to his Demon Fox form, or his Demon form.
No, that's not. That's what Luffy Gear 4th is, though. That's not what Zoro's Ashura is. His Ashura was always one move. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't a form. It was never a form.
I'll agree.
I don't know. I don't like this whole comparing and contrasting between. I don't like this whole like situation where we're comparing different shows to one.
No.
Like,
The thing with
I bring that up every time, and everyone's like, "What? You can't." Especially DGK. I'm calling you.
No. DGK though. Wait, hold on. Let me tell you. Wait. Let me tell you the difference between what I'm doing and what DGK is doing. He's trying to predict the end of the story by doing that. All I'm trying to say for visualizations purposes, are so you can get an understanding. I'm just saying that, like, you know, it's a for that moment type of form. It's not something you can stay into. Like, it's a for that moment, a one-shot deal type of thing. It's that type of form. That's all I was trying to say. I was just trying to say, like, you know,
I do want to throw this in though. So, what do you guys think that? So, Sanji's able to create fire from his leg like spontaneously. We also have Brook, who's able to produce ice as well, which I do not believe is from his devil fruit because his devil fruit is not ice devil fruit. So that's weird. And then we have Zoro and Asura's form. So these three powers are for the most part like unrevealed. Do you think that they're all like the same thing? And if that's the case, then that would sort of make it to where Asura in the future could be more of a sustained form like Sanji's, fire, or is it just are they all completely different, or what do you guys think?
Well, it's tricky because
I think it's the same source of power.
Sanji, we know that with Germa, he has special genes and stuff, so it could be like miracle work with Sanji, and with Brook, I get what you're saying. It's like it's not his devil fruit, but at the same time, he is dead, and at the same time, Big Mom has a soul related devil fruit too, and she's doing fire and thunder powers. So it could be a mix of like his devil fruit and his hockey. But
that's actually fucking fantastic, Ty. So we have Big Mom who has a soul power, and for sure we saw her do lightning and fire shit when she punched. And then we have Brook who has a soul related devil fruit as well, or at least some sort of power over his soul, and he has ice related abilities. Yeah. I have some general thoughts that all these powers come from the soul, but like to connect those like that, there's really a lot to go on there. Like straight up, like souls have like inherent abilities. Like that seems like crazy to say out loud, but like for real.
Oda needs to fucking explain.
Well, like I agree with that.
I think that's dope.
Because they're always talking about willpower, and when you think about it, right? Like your willpower, or like say like if Dofi was to fight Frankie, right? And he just like crushes his spirit or whatever. So it's like, all that stuff is related, like the spirit, soul, your willpower. So like, it could be.
Oh man. I like that whole thing about, so that's still unexplained still to this day, like with Big Mom. Like obviously she has the homies that control the weather, which I believe is just straight up like they're clouds, right? So that they can do this sort of shit, and they're the sun. But then when Big Mom I think it was when she went on a rampage and she became King Kong Big Mom, she like punched the ground and there was legit electricity there and like fire and shit. And like when you actually like think about that, you would have to explain that to understand how Big Mom's powers exactly work. It's not normal.
I think people could have powers, but I don't think it has to be element related, because like to me, Vista, like when he was talking to Mihawk and he was like, yo, these are my own skills. This is no double fruit, no cheap tricks. Like he's doing that himself, the flowers or whatever. So another thing too is that like he's like, like he was proud of that he was able to do stuff that's like a double fruit, but it's not. It's his own power. He was very proud of that. So to me, like
true.
At a certain skill level, you can like give like in a way like how is Luffy doing Red Hawk again?
True.
Yeah, we have no idea, but you can assume it's like some sort of rubber friction.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, friction is probably the best idea, but then again, he did it underwater.
Yeah. But this is the thing, though. They said he did it underwater, so to me, it's like you can train yourself to like double fruits give you automatically some type of other abilities, but you can train yourself to have these other kind of abilities, and maybe with Dragon, maybe he trains himself to where he can do that weather stuff. Like we don't know yet.
Escape. Can you tell us the story? Can you tell us the story about people who believe Zoro's light speed? Where's this coming from?
Recently, Zoro versus Ursa is coming up. Everybody's hyped. Fairy Tail fans, One Piece fans, people who don't fucking read any or watch any of these are hyped. All right, so I was watching a video. Right, I went down in the comments, as you all do. And I saw somebody commenting about, Zoro's winning 100% sure. And he was like listing feats. I actually put the first comment, actually. I started my first comment. I said, Urza is probably going to win because we haven't seen all of Zoro's abilities. But I kind of want Zoro to win. That's what my thing basically said. And then someone started listening to Zoro's feats with the fucking mountain and the fucking durability, and I was like, okay. I was like, but Ursa can like fight without senses. She can change her properties and all that. I was listening to Ursa's feats, and I was like, I just don't see Ursa winning. And then he started pulling shit out of his ass, like some One Piece fans do. Not all One Piece fans. You guys are smart. Everyone in this call, you guys, kudos to you. Using facts. This guy started saying Zoro could move at light speed.
Except for me.
He's faster than Kizaru. I was like, what? Where is it stated? And he was like, bro, like look at this. And he just posted a link to some website. He'd even post like the source.
Somebody.
He just said it was from this. So I'm here to ask you guys. Do you think Zoro is moving at
No.
light speed?
No.
Yes.
No.
Is that a real question?
Yes. DCK. No. Drop One Piece.
Wait. No, wait, hold on. Like, I get what they're saying though. Like, I'm not trying to be funny. I get what they're saying because if I'm not mistaken, either like Kizaru did a beam or the pacifistas, which has Kizaru's laser powers in them, they did a beam and Zoro was able to like, he was able to block out the way of one of them. Like in a way, you could say he did that at light speed, but he probably just like jumped early or something. I don't know.
Yo, Ty. Devil's advocate at this point in time, don't do it.
No. Listen, I'm not being a devil. Look, check this out. I never do that. You feel what I'm saying? People just always want to like compare something. They always want to make claims, so they say that. But all I'm trying to say is that if there's a chance that could be true, that's what I'm trying to say. But what I'm saying, I didn't say that it could be true. I'm saying that
That's like saying Luffy's like speed when he goes to
but listen, all I'm saying is that maybe that person. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying maybe that person said that because Zoro did move out the way from a laser. You feel what I'm saying? That's probably why they think that.
He
like,
pulled that out, but he also.
All right, so look, so now to somebody who's not that smart. Look, listen. So now to somebody who's not that smart. Who they're probably like, he moved that light speed.
Yeah, okay, wait. I agree with Ty. So basically, he's trying to explain why somebody who's so stupid would think that. So, like, given a person who's retarded enough, they could see this being possible.
Exactly,
like me.
It's not their fault. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not their fault.
After that, he stated that
It's my fault.
Constantly moving at light speed. He said.
Nah.
And I said
that's factually untrue.
Light form. He said no.
Right.
He said always when he's always at light speed. What's going on?
Another. I wanted to discuss this because I was arguing with Star Ugly 16 in the chat for like the entire stream.
Yeah, I kind of saw that.
But like, what did you guys discuss about Smoothie and her powers? Because I didn't get to hear it.
Smoothie.
To me, it's like
oh
yeah.
So
I mean, gloves. I don't think she was using the devil fruit ability.
I mean, well, no. You don't just like ring someone out. You don't just ring someone out and juice comes out unless that's literally a juice person to begin with. That's
I think it was though.
Her name though. Her name is like spelling out that she has a devil fruit. I wouldn't try to say she doesn't.
We kind of all assume that all the top tiers have devil fruits, and I'm with you in that sense. Well, at least all the top, like all the Yonko commanders and such. Like you have like there's really at this point. Well, I mean, it's possible that she has a completely different ability. I agree with you, but I mean, just looking at it, just completely like in a perspective of this is something weird that happened. There's two explanations. Either one, juice coming out of this person that she squeezed is normal. Or two, this is a product of her devil fruit. And I think of those two things,
I think it was a product of Pearl's devil fruit.
Nah, her devil fruit.
Oh dang! Yeah. Well, I mean, there's something to go on there. Like, for instance, if you're like a a gusher or something, like
that's what I was thinking.
But I mean, it could be. But at this point in time, I like to stick to things that are more.
Why introduce her, right, and then put her title, but then showcase somebody else's powers? Come on, that's her devil fruit powers.
Misdirection.
Well, to keep it secret, maybe.
Misdirection.
Yeah.
No, but it's like why? No. It's not. He's not gonna be like Edward Newgate's the strongest man in the world, but then show Marco's healing powers.
Well, actually, I actually got a cool point here. So in the Seducing Woods, right, we have with the clocks on the trees, right, and then like the direction thing sort of like twirled around, and then we see Sanji, and it's a perfect image of Sanji, which doesn't exactly resemble Charlotte Brulée's powers because Charlotte Brulée creates mirror images. So this image of Sanji is like a perfect one. So it's like a lot of people assumed that this was Brulée's powers. But at the same time, we get this last chapter where Mont d'Or, he creates this little book room or whatever. There's a bunch of clocks everywhere in this little room as well, which ties directly to the Seducing Woods. And then, so maybe this was like Oda misleading us to maybe this being Brulée's powers, but at the same time, maybe Mont d'Or was doing something in this Seducing Woods. Like, it's hard to, there's a lot of contradictions that.
But you did say that same clock was in Puddin's room too. So at the same time, to me, it's like, and then another thing too is that guy, right? He seemed the most pissed off about Cracker losing. So if he was there at the Seducing Woods, he would have never. Check this out. You saw he was like, "Who did this? I'll swear I'll kick their butts or whatever." If he was there to cast a spell on Luffy and them, he would have known. Like he did. Dag, I know stage.
Where's that?
That's probably why he was so surprised because he saw
the Cortex looking guy from Crash Bandicoot. Where's he gone? The guy that looks like neocortex.
I just got that. Yeah.
But I do want to know what you guys think about the clock.
You guys say that Boa has like a.
But you know what I'm saying? Like that guy was clueless about what happened to
the neocortex guy that we saw in the previous chapter that was with some of the other soldiers. He had like a 100 head, dude. Like his head was huge. Where's that guy gone?
I don't remember that.
To me, like some of them.
I remember the dude that looked like Madara.
Some of them was probably fodder too.
The long head dude from like earlier in the arc, like who had like an alien head or whatever.
He had like a beard and like a tash.
Yeah, he along with the hat guy have not shown up again. Like the hat guy with the like looked like a long arm dude or whatever that was like destroying shit. And...
Okay, they're gonna be interesting. Maybe they're with Smoothie.
There's also a clown as well. Another clown. Monte or is sort of like a clown or whatever, but there's another one as well. So those guys
what about the guy that looks like Madara?
There's also those black soul things that are part of Big Mom's soul.
Yeah,
they haven't done much yet either.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure if we should expect to see them fight necessarily, but we'll see. I don't know.
They're part of her ability though, so like she can like absorb them.
Yeah, I would see them more playing a role when Big Mom actually fights someone, in my opinion. Then they might do something if they're capable. Or she might like draw him back into her body to like increase her strength as well. That's possible.
Randolph is a scrub devil leg. I don't know what you're on about.
Randolph is a beast, literally.
Oh, I guess.
Randolph? No, Randolph's lower tier.
I don't get why people like him. He's a bloody rabbit. Come on.
Yeah. I like,
exactly.
Like, I agree.
Exactly. He's a bloody rabbit.
He's like
the bodies.
I mean, you could say I'm being very discriminate, but like, come on.
I think you are.
You hate rabbits. You racist against rabbits.
The only way
Randolph, he loves rabbits.
The only way Randolph could redeem himself is if he comes back and it's like, and he's like, I'm potato starch Randolph. Then it's like 1 billion berry bounty. They'll be like, oh, that wouldn't make sense because he was just like,
plays the burning blood. Plays the burning blood.
Oh, hold on. I gotta find it. Hold on. I got you.
I thought you kept it on hand.
Nah. Let's see. Well, it's gonna take a while though, so like y'all can finish.
Another one as well. So I think the Joy Boy, especially you, when we see like Smoothie's powers and that it can ring people out or whatever. So people say it's not a power because the gloves, whatever. But whatever. Suru has a very similar power.
Like us.
Wash you out.
Very similar. But instead of washing you out to dry, she's like. Because to me, it's like squeezing a rag, or like squeezing a sponge in a way.
Well,
like
this is sort of the idea I have. Now, all of Big Mom's subordinates seemingly have devil fruits are related to like food and stuff, but this isn't true anymore because Monte Or has the book Devil Fruit, which doesn't seem to be related to food at all, which opens up for the possibility of other of her children.
You could say it's a cookbook. You could say it's a cookbook.
Yeah. But the other thing though, I think she's like food. I mean she's like sweets / witchery.
But so with that being said,
the thing could still be like a witch thing, like how you read spells out of a book.
Well. Anyway, so the point that I have here is that she seems to be like wringing this person out like a towel, and towels absorb things, right?
Or like a sponge.
Or a sponge. And so the only thing that we don't really have an explanation for is how whatever she wring them out, it turned into juice. But I mean, it could be some sort of like, oh fuck, I don't even know. I just contradicted myself. I just proved my own thought.
The weirdest part is that she drinks it, and also the person enjoys being wrung out. That's weird as well.
That's why I think it was a Zero thing.
Her name is Smoothie.
The person that she wrung out was like enjoying it. It was like love.
No, I wanted to say something about that too. So I just want to say this: like, while she is squeezing them like a rag or like a sponge, he is Smoothie. So I think what comes out tastes good or whatever. Now about the person enjoying it, I think it's like a Sanji thing, to where like it hurts and it's killing the person, but to them they find her attractive, so they're like, stop it, but it's like a heart and they like it because she's touching them. And at the same time, you know how y'all was going crazy in the stream, like Smoothie, like Oda made her look good looking. No, like Oda made her look good looking, so like that person is like getting hurt but is infatuated at the same time. You get what I'm trying to say? Like
thick Smoothie.
Yeah. So that's what I think
Ty,
with the heart.
She's sick though. I want to know, Ty. Do you think she's sick?
Yeah. Nah, he definitely made her like. I can see her going to the club or something. Like he definitely made her like.
That's a buxom broad.
Oh, all right, but hold on. Somebody was saying that. Wait, is he in the stream? The one that was saying that Zoro how Zoro could beat Cracker if Zoro was in Luffy's place. So here's how Zoro beats Cracker, right? So it's Zoro versus Cracker, right? They're fighting. Zoro can't touch Cracker or whatever like that. So Zoro uses Ashura, and he's like, let me show my 100 I'm going to be the best swordsman in the world. What? 100 arms? Oh, no. You couldn't even make me break a sweat. I could go 1,000 arms if I wanted to up in this son of a. See, but that's not realistic, though. That'd be the problem when, like, people say Zoro could beat some people, is that they overhype what he could do, even though we didn't see it yet.
I don't know.
I agree. Like, people overestimate Zoro so
because
heavily.
there's so many Zoro tards. I'm sorry if you like Zoro. He's a good character, but y'all fucking overhype him to the max. Like that lights.
But we gotta blame Oda though.
It's just like
because Oda go out of his way to make Zoro look like a badass.
Okay, Zoro gets in the fight, one shot, it's over. He just
Most
like
time
anything.
skip, Zoro is not a badass. He just sits there.
Yeah, he just sits there. Like
he's useless.
90% of the time, like
I'd say he's been more useless than like Chopper.
Yo, I do want to throw this in here. I want to throw this in here. When was the last time that we actually saw Zoro go all out and not be handicapped? And you would actually have to go all the way back to the Enies Lobby arc. Because after that point in time, Zoro was essentially injured all throughout the rest of the New World. And then we are the Paradise. And then when we get in the New World, he's just one-shotting people that he's clearly way stronger than. So Oda is definitely saving a lot of potential for Zoro. Like, he's a lot stronger than we've seen because he hasn't fought anybody in a long time.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
True, but at the same time, though, Zoro is kind of fighting scrubs, though. He's not really fighting nobody worthy at the same time. Like,
well, yeah, but I mean, it just proves just how much stronger he is than the people that Oda can really match against him at this point in time. Oda is literally.
We don't agree. Like, because if you go to Virgo, he's definitely a match.
I think these people that Zoro's fighting, right? I think those people aren't really tough guys. Like, if you think about it, right? Caesar didn't have hockey, from what I know, right? And so it's like Luffy underestimated Caesar the first time. He was playing around, so he lost. But then when he got serious, Caesar was nothing. You can say the same thing about the people that Zoro encountered. But I mean, well, besides Dofi though. But now with Sanji, unluckily he got to deal with Virgo, who wasn't a joke, or he had to deal with Dofi, who wasn't a joke. Yeah. So that's what
Sanji got stronger opponents than Zoro, no question about that.
Definitely, yeah. But
you know,
people were saying Sanji.
But you gotta understand, people fail to see that. People Zoro so much.
People were saying Sanji.
Oh, I mean, if we're comparing Zoro and Sanji, I think there's a lot of Zoro tards out there who think that he's just ridiculously stronger than even Luffy. I've seen that before. People who think that.
That's where I'm like done. Like people. Think
Sanji. People were saying Sanji could have beat Dofi. But the thing is that Dofi just didn't get Sanji.
Stop with that Fujitora nonsense where he got put in the gravity. That is so ridiculous.
Wait. What are you talking about? What Fuji thing? What are you talking about?
He's saying like we're saying like Virgo's, Zoro's match would be Virgo, but he's saying that moment where Fuji knocks him into the gravity and Zoro does a slash back, that shows that Zoro's on that level. No way.
Whoa, hold on. I said that?
No.
I was about to say.
And if he speaks up, he can defend himself, but so far he's using tip.
So here's how Sanji beats Dofi. Like, Dofi hits Nami, right? And then Sanji's like, you just pissed me. Super kick. Dofi's like, oh snap!
He gonna use all the recipes. Sanji about to use every recipe on Dofi.
Another thing I wanted to say is like people overestimate moments where someone sends out an unnamed fodder attack against another character's unnamed fodder attack. Like it doesn't mean anything. Like for example, the Fujitora thing, because that's really triggered me. Like the Fujitora thing, it doesn't mean anything. Like when Fujitora blocks like an elephant gun from Luffy, a named attack like easily, back which wrecks Luffy, then you could go, okay, that's interesting. But like when it's just nothing versus nothing, I don't credit that.
I see what you mean.
Well, I get what you're saying. Like I agree there. I just want to bring this into like But it does kind of mean that like base power versus base power, the winner might be stronger, might be, maybe. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, I agree.
Zoro versus Fuji base power. Zoro's stronger. What?
No, all he did was put it like this, the gravity thing, right? That's not Fuji. That's just something Fuji does because if you look at it, right, Sabo got out of it. Sabo got out of it. Luffy got out of it. Zoro got out of it. So it's just something that like once it hits you, you can like fight it away unless you're weak, like maybe Brook is done and he's just on the floor and can't get up.
Yeah.
I think people like the Monster Trio could get out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. We're getting so far into the realm of like what ifs that I don't find those things to be like overly important. The way that I look at it is like very simple terms. Like you have an admiral, right? Admiral right now should be stronger than anyone in the Straw Hat crew based on like the progression of the story itself. We're not yet at the point in time where they should be capable of taking an admiral one-on-one.
Wait a minute. We're talking about One Piece? I thought we were talking about Naruto. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. So what I'm talking about with the Fuji thing is I'm not saying that they can beat Fuji, but I'm saying that like even Sanji could have, because that was very quick. Even Sanji could have like and got out the gravity. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I managed to make a picture really creepy by accident. Like when Jordan's picture comes up, guys, if you look at like in between his head, there's like a little blue mark. It looks like a really tiny, slight eyeball, and it's really creepy.
Wait, where's this blue thing that you're talking about?
I see.
Huh?
I don't see the blue.
You got the one blue pixel.
Oh wow, that's funny.
Yo,
I'm scared.
We were talking about Sanji getting out of the skywalk or out of the gravity. He could have used skywalk, and he would have counted.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying. Like even Sanji is capable of getting out of the gravity or whatever. Because it's like Fuji didn't really do too much. It's not like see Virgo did more to Sanji than what Fuji did to Zoro.
So there's just different ways Oda can portray the same strength depending on which characters fight which characters, right? So if you have a strong character going up against an even stronger character, that character would look bad in comparison. But if you take the same character and you fight a character that is not quite as strong, then they'll look much better in comparison. And so a lot of people get caught up in the whole, like Zoro is just ridiculously stronger than Sanji's situation because Sanji has been going up against the top tiers of each arc. I think Virgo was probably stronger than Caesar, and I think obviously Doflamingo was the main villain of the whole of the Dressrosa arc. So essentially, Sanji faced the strongest character in each of those arcs, where Zoro didn't. And so, of course, Zoro is going to wreck whoever he fights in comparison, even if they're simple.
Joy, another thing is Sanji's already like every single arc. He always gets injured before his main fight as well.
That's true.
I missed all that. I zoned out.
Dude,
I missed everything that you said.
Like when I agree with that, but people were saying that because remember when Sanji fought Bruno, right? He lost to him at first, or whatever the case was, or Bruno hurt his leg, whatever. But then Sanji overcame and beat him. The difference between that was like Bruno wasn't really of importance in that arc, but while in this arc, Virgo was the strongest person there, because Aokiji left. So it's different. Like that.
Oda's gone in a completely different direction in the New World compared to like previously. Like in the first half of One Piece, Sanji was essentially like sort of like a joke for the first part. He would get injured because of something stupid related to women or something like that. He would take damage. Like for instance, in the Alabasta arc, he goes up against Mr. Chu Bon Clay, and then Bon Clay
he gets into the same trouble.
And then the same thing is true again in his lobby arc. And then so post time skip, it seems it's similar. Sanji's looking to save someone in every single arc. It starts off like he tried to save Tashigi.
When he gets injured too, like when Nami was in his body, he got wrecked.
That's true.
On Dressrosa Viola like beat him up and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, regardless, the whole point here is that each character sort of has a different role in Oda's mind and how they play a role in the arc. And so, just because Sanji takes a lot more L's than Zoro does, I think a lot of people look at that a little bit too like.
Sanji is the original Jack.
This is why, to me, look, this is why to me, right? I still have like, to me, it's Kid, Law, Luffy, and then I have like X Drake and Aruj. But the thing is that like Kid, just because Kid is taking these L's, he's obviously fighting people stronger than what Luffy's fighting at the moment. So it's like, that's why he's taking those L's. But he could be stronger than Luffy, but just fighting people who.
I think it's guaranteed he's as strong right at this exact moment.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but to me, I think it's not that because it's like back on what's his name on Sabata Odi, right? To me, he was stronger than Luffy back then, and Law was back then. So to me, like he's still stronger than Luffy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying by leaps or whatever, but like he's stronger than Luffy.
Yeah.
So like if Luffy,
I mean, it's hard to be certain, but I get your point. Like yeah.
If Luffy was to fight him, it would still be somebody strong that he would have to overcome. It's not this guy's not going to be on his level or beneath. He's going to be giving Luffy problems.
We just can't be sure, but I get your argument. Basically, Kid is like Jack, and Kid does stupid shit. He attacks people that he shouldn't.
Yeah,
and he might
exactly.
get wrecked because of that. Yeah, but I mean, Luffy kind of does the same thing in his own.
I know, but check this out. Look, while Luffy beat Cracker, right? You see all the help he had, but besides that, right? Let's just say Luffy legitimately beat Cracker on his own, right? He did that 2 years later, while Kid most likely went right after like a few months after Marineford. Like, I'm just gonna go over there.
I get what you're saying. So you're basically arguing like a lot of people are down on Kid right now, but you shouldn't be because totally 100. So yeah, Kid arrived on Big Mom's territory and was wrecked and didn't even beat a Sweet Commander. So people are like, Arouge is stronger than Kid, but at the same time, we don't know the time frame in which these events happen. So Arouge, we know
when Arouge he did it very recently.
Yeah,
right, because we see him up in Sky Island and he's still injured.
Kid went early on to where any of the supernovas would have lost. Arouge went later on to where any of them would have won.
After 2 years of training,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the same thing with Luffy. Now, when I say anyone, not anyone, but like the main fighter ones, like the main ones, you know what I'm saying? Like those people. Because I don't think every single one of them is capable of taking out a Sweet Commander, because not every single one of them is not every single one of them is probably like an offensive character. You know what I'm saying?